my name is Hana from grade 7, and today I'll be giving a speech about critical thinking. Now, minds. We all have them, don't we? We as humans use our minds for many reasons. One reason being thinking. Now, whether we realize it or not, we're usually always thinking when in a state of consciousness. It's something that just happens. But thinking like we always do is one thing. Critical thinking, on the other hand, is another. Now, what exactly is critical thinking? Well, critical thinking can be defined as the process of analyzing or conceptualizing based on the information that we are given that's based on reasoning to establish a sensible judgment or conclusion. Critical thinking is a way of thinking that allows us to be skeptical about what we hear and allows us to question the ideas, values, and beliefs of other people rather than rashly accepting them. Thinking is something that everyone does and everyone can do, right? It's obvious. But critical thinking, though, is a skill. And even then, everyone is, theoretically speaking, capable of doing it, but it requires a bit of practice for our minds to get used to this kind of thinking. What people might not know is that a lot of our thinking is biased, and it's a proven fact in psychology. An example of this is that our mind would rather accept and believe information that aligns better with our opinions. This is an example of what psychologists call cognitive bias. Cognitive bias is the mind's tendency to make unreasonable decisions that often overvalue and overuse our personal opinions and feelings. Critical thinking, though, allows us to set these personal feelings and opinions aside so that we can base our interpretations objectively. Although it might not seem that relevant to some people, critical thinking is a very important and valuable skill to have in life. It can make you better at effectively getting knowledge and analyzing what you see and hear on the media. And it can make you gain more confidence and assurance in your conclusions. Not only that, critical thinking also plays a very important role in many careers and professions. When having a critical mindset, you are able to evaluate the information that you are given to your fullest advantage so that you can make more logical decisions easier. At some point in our lives, there's no doubt that we will have to alter our normal everyday way of thinking to a way of thinking that allows us to be a more rational version of ourselves. This is why critical thinking should be greatly encouraged and stimulated, especially among younger generations such as ourselves. It will create a basis for when we have to deal with future problems that will undoubtedly require us to be more open-minded and creative in our ways of thinking. That's the point of the education system. But as for how each individual approaches these opportunities, that's up to them. As with what Albert Einstein said, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. I hereby end my speech. Thank you for your patience in listening. Have a nice day.